bring it back out, and then set up a play. But run, get it going, and see if you can get some easy looks early.
And the Houston Rockets starting five. Paul and Harden are the incredible backcourt duo. Clint Capella is out there with AI. And it's Anthony in at the 3 slot.
You know, and Reggie Jackson, a really solid first season and a half in Detroit. But the last 2 seasons, injuries have really held him back.
Now here's Paul. A 17-point game for him in the win against Detroit.
Well, he also made a mark with his passing and had the assist total to show for it.
And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for Detroit. They just couldn't come out on top last time they took on the Rockets. That one was played down in Houston.
Yeah, they gave up in that one. The defense constantly breaking down way too many times.
Yeah, I'm with you. Disgraceful performance and an issue that might be tricky to fix.
AI, no good.
And low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
Well, sometimes you get a little outside of yourself. You have to be a little more disciplined.
Now here's Griffin. He had a 30-point outing their last game against Houston.
Well, he also made a mark with his passing and had the assist total to show for it.
Rockets have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. There's the pass to Paul. Kicks it to Capella. Lob pass to Capella. Griffin with the steal. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. Jackson has the open look. Shot goes down. Very quick possession right there.
I mean, come on. Jackson is so effective from the mid-range area of the court. He sticks these shots all the time.
Now here's Harden. Defense is right there. Pass to AI. Back to Harden. AI left side. Pulls it up. And that's good off the glass that time. AI's got his second bucket tonight. Here are the Pistons with the ball. Kennard, the pass to Griffin. Here's Kennard. Drummond up top. Capella covering. Jackson from long range. Rebounded by Capella.
Well, it's a confidence shaker when you can't hit a wide open 3 like that.
That puts them in the lead.
Hey, look, he's not an easy man to defend. He'll get his points one way or another.
Jackson kicks to Griffin. Lobbed up there for Drummond. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Man, the mobility of Drummond is important to his team. When the ball is lobbed his way, it's game over for the defense.
And that unleashed chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Hover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play. And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for Detroit. Stolen by Harden. Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Rebound by the Pistons.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
Here's Kennard, guarded by Harden. Kennard's shot is off.
Well, that's giving him too much space from mid-range. It doesn't hurt him there, but they can't keep doing that.
Count it.
And he's terrific at finding an open man. I mean, good awareness from the floor, from the combo guard. Hard.
Here's Jackson after the made shot from AI. Launches it. And it's AI with the rebound. Houston in the lead. So the wing on the left. Those 3-pointers off the mark. Detroit's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Now here's Bullock. Covered by Anthony. Griffin finds Jackson. Passes it to Kennard. Here's the 3. Detroit, no good that time either. Last game for Houston, they picked up the win against the Pistons. And for Detroit, a lot of changes, Greg, in their front office this past offseason.
A new GM and Dwayne Casey brought in to coach. Could see it.
And sometimes all you got to do is lob it Capella's way. Often he takes care of the rest.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And now the first timeout called here for Detroit.
Well, at the start of the summer, many expected a busy market for Capella in free agency. eventually, though, signing a 4-year deal to remain with the Rockets. I feel like it's a great deal for Houston as Capella gives them the perfect inside presence to complement Harden and Paul.
The Pistons making a change here. Lure's checked in. On the wing, Jackson. Just 5 on the clock. Back to Lure. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. Here's Bullock. And again, it's the Pistons missing.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
And it's Anthony with the jam.
Seeing the floor well. Paul is fantastic at noticing when the defense is overcommitted.
Jackson against Paul. Baseline try. Pass to Lure. From deep. It's hauled in by Clint Capella. Capella's got his 5th rebound in this one. AI passes to Harden. After 2 misses to start the game, he's on the board with that shot made.
And you can sense they're starting to take charge here.
Yeah, and it goes beyond the small lead that they've built. They really captured the momentum.
Pistons trail by 8. Jackson kicks to Lure. Back to Jackson. Inside, Drummond trying to get something going. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson.
Drummond is just a behemoth, an absolutely devastating center who overpowers defenders constantly.
Outside Anthony. Hits it from 3-point range. Anthony's got 5.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Pistons shooting alarming 21% to get things going here. Paul against Jackson. Hangs in midair and converts on the double clutch layup. Jackson's got his 2nd basket of the night. Houston leading by 7. Anthony kicks to Paul. Up top, Capella, defended by Drummond. Pulls it from 20. Drained for 2 points. And that's now 7 points for Carmelo Anthony.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Lure dishes to Jackson. Down low. He's looking for Drummond and finds him. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
And over the years, Jackson has mastered the pick and roll, firing the pass to the perfect spot for his teammate to catch.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets.
Well, Reggie Jackson, drafted by the Thunder with the 24th pick in 2011. Now, despite playing big minutes, he was...
And the Pistons with possession here. They've only allowed 5 points in the quarter. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And Jackson burned some bridges on his way out of Oklahoma City. Some felt he put himself before the team.
But it worked out financially. I mean, a 5-year, $80 million contract. I mean, it's doubtful the Thunder could have afforded it. But from that standpoint, hard to knock him.
And the first one at the line is good.
And when Griffin is healthy, he's an effective player. A double-double threat who's tough to match up with.
And he makes the first but misses the second. When it came to a big man's responsibilities, you helped pave the way for so much change in that regard. But what are some of the big C-Web now doing that weren't done when you were playing?
I don't know, Kevin, if it was anything that they weren't doing, but it's the freedom to do it with consistency. So even if we talk about a Larry Bird who only could shoot maybe a 3.5 a game, let's just round it up to 2 threes a game. And now, what if Larry Bird had the freedom to shoot 10 threes a game like guys do now? And so I think that the game has caught up with players' skill set as opposed to the skill set catching up with players' game. So no longer are you held to being a big man. Now you can be a basketball player, and being a basketball player for Dirk Nowitzki is much better than him being a big man. Dirk Nowitzki, being a basketball player that he is, means that he is he's a threat wherever he is on the floor because he's not just limited to a 2-foot box space there in the post. And for defenders like myself, I would much rather Dirk Nowitzki have to stay 2 feet in the post than to be able to shoot the ball whenever, wherever he wanted to. Because I tell you what, now you got a problem because he can knock it down from anywhere and everywhere that he wants to.
So on the floor for Houston, Clint Capella is out there with AI. Then it's Anthony. Then it's Harden. And it's Ennis in at the shooting guard position.
A big mistake by the D, and they got away with it.
Lob pass to Capella. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. And the pass to Kennard. In the corner, it's Robinson. In the corner, Smith with it. Five to shoot. To the paint. Here's Griffin over AI. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Blake Griffin, the focal point offensively, but he's not just a scorer. Chris, he's one of the most gifted passers that you'll see among NBA big men.
I mean, one of the top assist men in the entire league. He's a great lob passer. I mean, that ability to create for teammates really enhances his offensive impact.
And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
The Rockets have made their only other free throw attempt today in an earlier trip to the line. Free throw good, AI. Here's Smith. 12 points his last outing. Down low. He's looking for Drummond and finds him. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
Well, this is what Smith does best, keeping his eyes moving to set up the open man.
Moment here now for an injury report.
Hi, guys. The head athletic trainer for Detroit gave us some status update. After taking a look, he informed me that it doesn't look too bad. Season is still very young, but that is bad news to get at any point of the year. We'll see how the team responds without him, Kevin.
All right, David, thanks for checking in and letting us know how he's doing.
And let's just hope that he doesn't have any setbacks during his recovery.
Fingers crossed, and hopefully it's nothing but good news from now on when David gives us updates on it.
Sweet little floater.
The cleverness of Smith showing itself once again. Terrific at getting into the heart of the D and then cashing in.
Ennis kicks to Harden. Here's AI. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot two here. Well, a crazy year for Dwayne Casey, voted coach of the year, but fired by the Raptors after they were swept in the conference semifinals.
Yeah, Kevin, but he lands on his feet in Detroit, and obviously they got a good one. The Raptors steadily improved season after season under his watch. Hopefully the Pistons can do the same.
John Lure, he's checked in for Blake Griffin. Now a timeout called by Detroit. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
Robinson kicks to Smith. And Anthony sends it back. A shot by Harden, wide open, offline with his three. Pistons trail by 10. To the inside. Drummond finds Smith, stolen by Harden. Here's Anthony, and he can't bank that one in.
He keeps battling, but so far this quarter, he hasn't been able to get it going.
Smith against Harden. Smith right side. Pass to Lure. A three ball. The rebound by Harden. And it's Houston's ball. They're on a 14-6 run. AI left side. Another miss by Houston. Detroit's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Stolen by Harden. Outside Anthony. To the left side wing. AI with it. Lure's there. A nice shot by AI. AI's got 7 points for the quarter.
This score will be very different without his offense. He's been terrific.
Smith against Harden. Smith kicks to Kennard. Inside, trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. And AI throws it down.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
Kennard, the pass to Lewis. Here's Kennard. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Back to Lure. Excellent D from AI.
It's clear this just isn't his night. I mean, if they're going to keep him on the floor, I think his best role would be to be a decoy.
In the corner, Harden. Over Smith. And it's Houston with another.
And started hot, and he's only gotten hotter.
35 seconds left here in the second. Here's Kennard. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Cloak loose. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
This game is going to get even more out of hand unless they start valuing the basketball.
Reggie Jackson's checked in for Detroit. And a change for the Rockets. Chris Paul's checked in for James Ennis. Here's AI. An easy 2 points on the layup. AI's got 11 points in the quarter.
And guys, this is the blueprint for winning on the road. How about the level of focus on each and every possession?
They've come in with a great overall strategy, the right attitude, and the scoreboard reflects that.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, you have been getting it done tonight. Scoring, rebounding, everything. How have you played, and where have you found all this energy?
I think it's more about effort than energy, DA, especially on the boards. Rebound is all about hard work.
All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started. And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Really an incredible game from AI.
Well, they've done a good job of letting the game come to them, and really few forced shots here so far.
Terrific first half on offense. This is how you draw it up. We'll see if they can maintain that efficiency going forward.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. On the floor for Detroit, Lure and Drummond together down low. Reggie Jackson out there with Kennard, and it's Bullock in at the 3. Jackson against Paul. From the arc, and that's good. Reggie Jackson for 3. Jackson's got the first basket of the second half here for Detroit. Harden with it. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
Passes to Kennard. Over to the wing. Capella against Drummond. Down low, Kennard. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass.
Oh, look at the soft touch on the teardrop.
And so it's Harden bringing it up for the Houston Rockets. They led by as many as 18 points. To the middle. AI in the post. Lure's there. Here's Capella. That one falls. Capella's got 6.
A workhorse on the glass. Capella ready to pounce on misses as soon as the shot goes up.
Jackson kicks to Lure. Jackson against Paul. Jackson drives in. And Capella sends it back. And here we go. Fast break, and AI's got it. Pulls up. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Harden's got 4 assists in the game.
And it's about the tempo, guys. It favors them, and just look at that score.
Well, that's where they have the advantage tonight. They're just a better team in transition.
Pass to Kennard. And here's Bullock. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Harden gets the bucket. And the Rockets lead by 21.
Oh, just spectacular in the open floor. When Harden's coming downhill, you're at his mercy.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. As many expected him to, Carmelo Anthony choosing to opt into his contract, but his stay in Oklahoma City still came to an end.
You know, it was pretty clear that Melo and the team just didn't mesh. OKC made the choice to let him go and save on the luxury tax. Melo might not be worth max money anymore, but he could still be a factor with this team.
Pachulia, he's checked in for the Pistons. Griffin comes in for John Lewis. 6 on the shot clock. The pass to Kennard. Knocked loose. From deep three-point range. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Houston making some changes. Nene comes in for AI. And it's Green in for James Harden. Green taking his time here. Here's Paul. And it falls over the rim and in.
And they're passing the ball very...
And here's Houston. A big stretch here going 10-2. Fourth quarter on the court for the Rockets. Over on the wings, it's Harden paired with Melo. AI is out there with Clint Capella. And it's Paul in at the point guard position. And that one's good, Anthony.
And love the muscle Anthony brings to the 3 spot. Takes pride in outworking everyone when he's that deep inside.
Jackson kicks to Drummond. Back to Jackson. And foul on the shot. So he'll get a chance at the line. You know, C-Web, every player wants to play in a system where what they do best is always highlighted. It brings out their strong points. What are some of the plays or actions that best suited your skills when you play?
One of the things that I needed was a great point guard. So whether it was Rod Strickland, whether it was Avery Johnson in Golden State, of course my man Jay Will, and that was guys that could get me the ball, that would trust, that would throw it up. Also, then that I could handle the ball, draw a double team, and get it out to them, and they could knock down the shot. Having a great shooter like Apasia would allow me to grab a double team and to look for him on the opposite side. So I needed teams that had great ball movement, that had players that could knock down the open shot, and then a team that could run, that allowed me to push the break or allow me to fill in the break and kind of do everything. Teams that would allow me to be positionless and not just be rigid or old in their ways and say, we play old traditional basketball that doesn't allow anyone to flourish with what they've been working on in the offseason.
Harden's shot is good.
Oh, quick and strong and determined. Harden has it all when it comes to scoring in the paint.
And, well, Detroit shooting just 39% from the field, struggling to find that net. Outside Griffin. Not too long ago, C-Web, triple-doubles were widely celebrated. Now you see much more of them all over the league. What's been the change there, do you think?
I think the change has been the style of play and the removal of the big man. Being that there are no longer a slew of 7-footers in there rebounding, guards can come in there and do some amazing things in rebounding. And I'm amazed with Westbrook coming in and rebounding over the 7-footers. We also have better spacing. And so if I'm a one-on-one player, I get past my guy, I can trust it that if I throw it to a wide-open shooter now, because of the way that we've drawn the defenses in, there may be a few more open looks. And so I still respect it. I still respect the energy, the focus, the fact that you have to be all over the floor to do it. But, you know, besides the fact that there's longer threes taken, or besides the fact that there's more small lineups, I still think it's a feat to be respected, even though we're seeing an increase in them now. Now, that was a sensational feed. He hit him right on the move.
Capella's gone 4 of 5 shooting from the field. Right side, Griffin. He kicks to Drummond. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Well, C-Web, Andre Drummond, the 9th pick in 2012. Some teams had questions about his competitive spirit. Thought he was a little too passive with UConn.
His off-the-court personality might have fed into that. I heard he's a big teddy bear, but that hasn't stopped him from beasting on the court here in the association.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one misses. Look at the Rockets. They shoot a ton of three-pointers, Chris, despite all those perimeter attempts. They get to the free throw line at a tremendous rate.
Well, they have 2 rules, 3-pointers and layups. And with Harden and CP3, both experts at creating contact, they're going to get to the line. Some people think they're tricking the officials, but I don't. They are hard to guard. Keep your hand out the cookie jar. Love it or hate it, it's effective.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. Dishes to Griffin. Lays it up off the glass. Griffin's got 4 points this quarter.
And once he turned it on, he became a force in this game. Not sure where this guy was in the first half.
Knight kicks to Harden. Wide open. Falls right in. He is 8 for 11 with that shot.
Oh, and that catch and shoot Jay from Harden is unblockable. Just quickly shooting off the pass.
Now Calderon. Pass to Drummond. Inside. Here's Griffin. And the layup is good. Griffin's got 11 in the second half.
It's really been a tale of 2 halves, guys. A slow start, but this quarter, he has really been the man.
Knight kicks to AI. Compared to when you were playing C-Web, how have the baseline skill requirements for the 4s and the 5s, the power forwards and the centers, changed, do you think, the most?
The ability to stretch the floor. There's a lot more emphasis on the mobility, especially at the defensive end. And I don't think you can have a player who is a specialist anymore in the game. I played with some great defenders. The Ben Wallaces, the Davis boys there in Indiana. But those positions are no longer valued or needed anymore. You can no longer be a defensive player that on the other end. You have to be skill set. That means mobility. All of those things have to be encompassed, or there's a way to make sure to highlight you.
Yes. AI. And it's Johnson with the jam.
Oh, man, just sick. The leaping skills of Johnson, really demonstrating exceptional athleticism on the dunk.
Thomas against Harden. Out to the right wing. AI kicks to Harden. Back to AI. It's Drummond with the rebound. Drummond's got 15 rebounds here tonight. Griffin finds Thomas. The shot will not fall. So Houston will take it the other way. Harden outside. And the jam by Harden.
A ferocious player on the offensive end. Harden is fantastic at staying aggressive, actively looking for a shot.
It's Calderon with the ball for Detroit. Next matchup, they'll be home against the Suns. And the slam by Blake Griffin.
Now, he's doing what he can do to dig them out of this hole, but I think he's going to have to turn it up even more.
Harden against Thomas. Harden draws the double. And AI throws it down.
Yeah, just a simple one-hand flush.
I think he got a few more inches on his vertical by going with the spike. For Detroit, they've gone 7 of 9 from the field down the stretch here in the fourth quarter. Terrific shooting. Calderon kicks to Thomas. For 3. Rockets with the rebound. Capella's got 14. Yep, 14 rebounds for him tonight. Wow. And AI throws it down.
Oh, that's a nice look, recognizing he had the opening to make the entry pass.
And, well, Detroit shooting 43% from the floor. Calderon dishes to Griffin.
And that's how you answer. sir. I'd say he just one-upped him. Pretty good one there.
These two guys really, really like going at each other, don't they? Thomas against Harden. Kicks to Capella. Pass to Tucker. And a wide open look for AI. And the Rockets getting another bucket right there.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Calderon taking his time here. Outside Griffin. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot two here.
And Blake Griffin said early in his career he used to rely on his athleticism to get by. He said the problem was every season he'd be worn out by February. So diversifying his offensive game has helped him to kind of withstand the rigors of a long NBA season.
Shooting two. He misses the free throw. And, Greg, you look at a lot of the volume dunkers over the years. Their bodies often wear down. You think of Amari Stoudemire, Antonio McDyess, even Dwight Howard.
Yeah, I think Griffin could see the writing on the wall. He used to get over 200 dunks in the season. Now, less than half that number. But the trade-off, hopefully, will be longevity and an increased skill set.
Good on the second free throw. With a look at the Rockets organization, Chris, one of the best-run teams people think in this league.
Oh, definitely. I mean, over a decade of winning basketball, they find ways to win, and they won't be satisfied till they win it all.
Capella, again, the Rockets score. So we see the Rockets taking the win here. This one was over well before the final buzzer.